Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Well, we have some unfortunate news for NASCAR because apparently they don't like white people. In every stretch of the imagination, it seems that white people are a hateful race as of the current year of 2023, and hating on white people is the go-to. Well, NASCAR is taking no exceptions. NASCAR blasted for blatantly illegal diversity internship program that excludes whites. We have this here. The car racing organization's diversity internship program directly lists specific racial requirements for the application for the applicants eligible to join the program according to the criteria on the website. Under requirements, the website tells applicants that they must be a U.S. citizen or be eligible to work in the U.S. and must have at least reached their sophomore year in college. But those requirements are secondary, as the list also lays out racial requirements as its first bullet point. Applicants must be a member of one or more of the following races, ethnic minority classifications: Black or African American, American Indian or Alaska Native, Asian and Latino, or Hispanic, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander, the webpage says. So we're going to go here as well, going to Spencer Lindquist, because he pretty much explains all this going on over here. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, NASCAR has two development programs, one for drivers and another for pit crew members. Both are limited to women or those from a non-white racial background. We have this here. Driver Development Program. And for Drive for Diversity is an academy-style training program designed to develop and train drivers both on and off the track. Top minority and female drivers are provided with coaching, mentoring, and development, bringing together championship caliber executives, competition staff, and equipment while competing with Rev Racing in one or more developmental series, including the ARCA Managed Series, NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Series, and NX Legend Cars. It is a comprehensive training program for aspiring minority and female pit crew members. The program focuses on instilling the fundamentals, discipline, and confidence required to be a top athlete on a NASCAR pit crew, while identifying, coaching, and training student athletes who possess the skill, ability, and attitude to be successful and win the NASCAR's 3 National Series. Now, here's the problem that I have with all of this in general. Is that the big issue that I have with the diversity crap is that you're not getting the best for the job and you're just choosing people because of their skin color, which is actual true racism. So, that being said, if you're going to just be choosing these people because of their skin color or their gender, you're also being sexist along with being, racist. Because for some apparent reason, in this country, we're always deeming to where if black people are being hated against or discriminated against, that's actual racism. But when it comes to the other term, when there's white people being being discriminated against, it's not racism. And that's the disgusting part. I think we need to change all of that so that way we can, maybe just say that what racism is. And of course, normal, rational people, especially my viewers, understand that racism means being racist to any race, regardless of they're white or black. But of course, these companies are going to go and say, this is the part of racism. And it's always because of the ESG score. We have more from Special Lindquist. Applicants must meet the following requirements. The requirements list reads before stipulating that applicants must not be white men. But despite their discriminatory diversity programs, NASCAR still claims to be an equal opportunity employer. Goes on to say, this is for Drive for Diversity driver eligibility. Each year, the NASCAR for Drive for Diversity driver development program, along with its competition arm, Rev Racing, seeks to obtain the highest quality of applicants representing diverse backgrounds and develop them into successful NASCAR drivers. Drivers will have the opportunity to submit a digital application via our site, highlighting racing experience, references, and historical success. Applicants must meet the following requirements: be a female or member of one of the following ethnic minority classifications: American Indian, Alaska Native, or of Native Indigenous descent, Asian or Pacific Islander, Black or African American, Latino, or Hispanic. Be at least 15 years of age, but no older than 22 years of age as of October 1st of the present year. Be illegally eligible to work in the United States. Drivers from foreign countries are welcome to apply. However, if the applicant is not already a U.S. citizen or permanent resident alien, the applicant must be legally capable of traveling to designated program-related locations in the United States. Blah, 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 blah. This is not the important thing here. The more important thing is going on to the next one. You have this here as well, that between the ages of 18 and 26, as October each year, a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, alien, or if you're legally allowed to work in the U.S., a female or a member of one or more of the following ethnic minority classifications. Of course, Black or African American, Asian, Asian, a person of origins of any of the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, the Philippine Islands, Thailand, and Vietnam. Hispanic or Latino, Native or Hawaiian or the Pacific Islander, American Indian or Alaska Native, 2 or more races. So everybody except white people. So he goes on to say, if you experience or witness race or gender-based discrimination in your employment, internship, or fellow opportunities, I want to hear your story. Email or DM me. So this is the way that the NASCAR is going here. They are all pretty much violating the 14th Amendment and being racist. And it seems that this is a huge thing. We also have this as well. Rope found hanging in Wallace's garage was coincidence. We have NASCAR went to Talladega Super Speedway on a heightened alert after Bubba Wallace, his only black driver, took on an active role in a push for racial equity. Or equality, my apologies. Wallace has successfully called for the ban of Confederate flag and received threats. Fans paraded past the main entrance of the Alabama track displaying the flag and a plain circle above the speedway pulling a Confederate flag banner that read, "Defund NASCAR." And I would be 100% agreeing with them. The Confederate flag doesn't always mean racism here, all right? That's just stupidity. It was also part of our war and a huge part of what was going on during that time. It does not always signify racism, all right? We need to understand that a flag or a certain thing can identify as many other things, as long as the core of it is not in racism. Obviously, we should allow all flags to be flown proudly, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, in today, we are hating on the American flag, which is meant for everyone, whereas the other flags are specific to one group of people. I don't really like that. The Confederate flag is in line with also the American flag. Same thing with the Don't Tread on Me flag is also aligned with the American flag. It's just what those symbolizes are. I mean, I don't understand where people would want to go with this type of, want to get rid of these, iconic American flags. Even though you may be able to convince me the Confederate flag may or not be bad. So NASCAR moved quickly when one of Wallace's crew members discovered a rope shaped like a noose in their garage stall. The sanctioning body called in federal authorities who ruled Tuesday the rope had been hanging there since at least last October and was not a hate crime. U.S. Attorney Jay Town, FBI special agent in charge, spawned Johnny Sharps Jr., said the investigation determined nobody could have known Mr. Wallace would be assigned to that same stall. NASCAR said it was the lone garage stall with a pull-down rope that resembled a noose. NASCAR has defended its reaction and insisted that it would call the FBI again. A defiant Wallace said there was no confusion that the rope had been fashioned into a noose. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't just a knot, Wallace said on CNN. It was a noose. Whether it was tied in 2019, it is a noose. Wallace never saw the rope. He said NASCAR President Steve Phelps came to see him Sunday night at the track with the tears running down his face. The evidence that he brought to me was that a hate crime has been committed, he said. Wallace, who instantly began to fear for the safety of his family. Even after the FBI concluded that it was not a hate crime, Wallace remained angry at what he perceives as constant test of his character. He owes no ill will toward NASCAR. Just because one person is, somewhat racist doesn't mean that everybody else in the organization is. However, we are seeing that in this case, maybe now that this, due to the NASCAR whole thing here with them, wanting to pretty much only allow all these other races but exclude whites, that is now a form of racism. I don't care what anybody says. So, granted, you have one person, acting on a single race thing. Let me put this in perspective here. Say, for instance, a person goes and has, a person in your family has, has something with, a noose and has pictures of hanging black people or what have you, does not indicate that the entire family is racist. That does not mean that. However, if you have the group of a family have have certain rules or boundaries to where you don't allow black people in, black people have to only get this specific stuff, etc. That is a form of racism. This is the same thing here applying to NASCAR. The higher ups, the top people, are now saying that all these races are allowed except white people. It's the same thing here. So we would say that these people are actual racists, not just one person putting this out and be like, oh well, this is the issue. But now we're seeing differently here. So it seems that NASCAR is being racist, violating our Constitution and one of our amendments, and they should be fined heavily, very, very, very heavily, for all the racism they're doing towards white people, because they would do the same if it was for black people. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Make sure I share. As always, take care.